Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and CosmicPotatoNetwork.com.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
I am Iron Man. That's a big one.
Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
You are a toy!
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Why so serious?
You see these flying? We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
And welcome to World War G, episode 279. I'm Troy.
Troy is literally one of a kind. He's a goblin or a hobbit or a kobold, which is a type of gremlin.
I'm AJ.
AJ, what kind of name is AJ? What, do you race cars?
Okay, you have
This week.
today in Geek history.
That I do.
Up in the sky! It's a bird!
It's a plane!
Today in Geek History!
Today, August 1st, but back in 1985, the lovely Anna Kendrick was born in Portland, Maine.
Mm-hmm. Sure was.
Did
You say August 1st?
That's my birthday.
Okay, I was going to say.
We're both Leos.
Yeah.
I get it confused.
August 9th.
August 9th.
Yeah.
Like, what day is that? Dude, they all blend together thanks to the pandemic.
I know.
Like, man.
I know, I asked my mom the other day, I'm like,
What month is it?
Yeah, what day is it?
No, I have to go for month, dude.
Really?
Like, I don't even know. I actually just go off of, like, the natural disasters and shit that's taking place. Yeah.
So I see, though, we had murder hornets in March. I know it's not March. Yeah.
It's past that.
Yeah, we're past that.
Yeah, Anna Kendrick. And because of this, I initially wanted to do a top 10, according to IMDb, movies that Anna Kendrick has been in.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it would make it a little bit more difficult. And, well, there's different variants of it, but I thought we would play Marry, Shag, Kill.
Okay.
Now there are three, the holy trinity of women celebrities on this podcast. Anna Kendrick, Emma Watson, and Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do have a soft spot in my heart for redheads. So, okay. Because I've heard it, like, many a ways. But we're going with, Marry, Shag, Kill.
We're doing the censored English version here.
Yes.
Okay.
And you have to give good reasons why. I think I've figured it out.
I figured it out too. I'm just trying to figure out my reasoning for it.
Yeah. See, for myself personally, it was the most difficult choice to decide who I would kill.
Yeah.
That was what was really super tough.
I know, I don't want to kill any of them.
Because I've already seen Scarlett Johansson die. I mean, I've already shed those tears.
Right.
I feel like it's a little bit easier for me to say, like, I love you, but I'm going to have to let you go. You're going to be the sacrifice. It's for the greater good, I promise. I promise. I'll remember you.
So Scarlett's who you're often?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing.
Right?
Yeah. I love Scarlett. I do.
Yeah. You didn't want to, like, pull the trigger and go all Avada Kedavra on Emma Watson?
No. But Scarlett, I don't know. I love her, but I'm not in love with her like I am the other two.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's not a tale as old as time.
Right, exactly. So yeah, I'm the same. I'd have to kill off Scarlett.
Oof.
Marry?
That was like one of the most. That was one of the most difficult decisions ever.
I know.
Okay.
Marry.
Marry.
I'm going Anna.
Yeah.
Because I think would be a fantastic match. And I know that
absolutely.
I know the GF is going to listen to this. This is hypothetical.
Yeah.
It's all hypothetical.
Exactly.
But I think it would be a good match. We're both the same age, so we got that going for us.
Right? Dude, I feel like she would be like quirky, fun. You could go like do random like stuff together, you know?
Plus, if you're married, you can still shag.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So you still got that going for you, too.
Exactly.
It's not like when you're married.
You can?
Well, I was going to say, it's not like when you're married it stops, but in some cases.
So then that means that you're going to pull out your wand.
Yep.
You're gonna shag Emma Watson.
Shag Emma Watson.
Because then you'd have that memory. You'd always have that memory.
I know.
I do feel like she is very okay. I'm in agreement with this, like with this order exactly, and that's exactly what I would do as well. But
I thought you'd marry Emma.
I know. I thought so too. Going into this, I did as well. But no, maybe I would. I'm thinking because she's very driven, goal-oriented. Like, I love that about her.
Sure.
And she's going to push you to be a better person, right?
See, and that's the thing why I'd marry Anna, because she's not as political as Emma is.
That's true. And that's where I was just like, I don't know.
Anna, yes, she is liberal and she's a feminist, but at the same time, she's not like...
It's not in your face?
Yeah. It's not uber like Emma Watson is.
Mm-hmm. Not that that's a bad thing.
No,
and like,
no, not
I mean... all more power to you.
I just think I'd get exhausted with it after a while.
Like,
That's
all
all.
Let's just have a like nice weekend.
Yeah,
let's go.
Can we just have dinner without talking about politics?
Yeah. Oh, man. And okay, it might have also been like that pushed me over the edge. Those pictures that you posted.
Mm-hmm.
Those were some good choices. Mm-hmm. My goodness. I feel like she's more like kind of quirky and fun and just...
Mm-hmm. And she's a triple threat. She can sing.
Right.
She can act.
Yeah.
She's
done tons of voice acting too, dude.
Yeah, she has.
You could get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
Right? Trolls 3. Troy? Yeah.
Plus...
Or Trolls 4? I don't even know
plus,
what they're on.
you'd be set up because wealthy.
Right.
Wealthy. Of course,
I mean,
all three of them.
Yeah.
They're all wealthy, but, you know.
they all got that Disney money, right?
It's true.
Wait, does Anna Kendrick's?
I
know Emma does.
Well, Anna has been in Disney stuff. She was in Noelle Claus.
Okay.
I don't know how much Disney money she got there, but...
Yeah.
I know Scarlett's rolling in it.
Right? Marvel.
Emma's got that Harry Potter money.
Right. Man. Whew. I mean, but we're all about their personalities, not their money, Troy.
Oh, that's right.
You're like, let's look up, see who's most wealthy out of the three. Jeez.
But, oh man, those are three just ridiculously gorgeous women.
Yeah. I feel like for our podcast listeners, we should also include, and we'll have to throw it up on Facebook, a guys and gals version. Now,
sure.
If we were, okay, so, you know, if we were to pick 3, do we just go pick from the MCU? Chris Evans?
For the guys?
Yeah.
I'm thinking people that we've talked about. So, I throw like Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
Hugh Jackman.
Okay. As far as guys that we've talked about?
Yeah. Or guys that like... that I would consider...
that you would consider.
That I would consider, period. No, I would consider patron saints of the podcast.
Oh, okay.
So,
gotcha.
yeah. So, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I would say Stan Lee, but... I don't know, in his younger days, a pretty good-looking dude. Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, and...
Lucky Stiv.
Well, like... I don't know, Henry Cavill?
We might have to think on this.
Yeah.
So that we can throw it up there for him.
Yeah. Because we got to have it for the ladies, too.
Exactly.
Everything being equal.
I like this. Man, that was a good debate.
We could go really skeevy with it and say who you think would be the best in bed.
Ooh. I don't know.
I'm
thinking of all their movies that they've done. Dude, Scarlett's done some... what was that one? Under the Skin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Out of the three, Scarlett's the only one who's done, like, full nude scenes.
Right.
The other two haven't.
Like, trust me, I've looked.
After a lot of research, I found out that's just Scarlett.
Hey, we were doing research for the podcast.
For the podcast.
Exactly. That's why we do what we do.
I think it'd be Scarlett, then Anna, then Emma.
Really?
Yeah.
No, no. Emma is a closet freak for sure, dude.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
I think she'd be not. I don't want
She
to say
wants to take out that pent up aggression on you, dude.
I don't want to say she'd be
what?
She'd
She's
be
a dom for sure, dude. She's absolutely.
I don't think so. I think she's a little. I think she'd be a little cold in bed. In the fact that you'd have to do most of the work.
Your feet are cold. She's not a starfish.
You'd have to do most of the work. That's what I'm saying. I just get that
lies.
Feeling. Not saying that I wouldn't do the work. I'd be happy to. I'm just saying.
George's over there.
Sweating. It's getting hot in here.
I just have to flip the switch there. I don't know. I feel like Anna Kendrick's might be the most reserved. Like, a lot of fun.
Sure.
But, yeah. Although, role-playing Emma Watson. I'm like...
Well, you wanted her to throw the Hermione clothes on?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I wonder if she'd even do that.
Right?
I'd just be like, no.
Come on, I just want to slither in.
Yeah, nice. No, that's lame. I'm not going to do that.
No, I'm just going to lie there.
I'm just going to lie here and let you do all the work. Okay.
Like, all right, Dumbledore. Right. Damn.
More like Dumbledore.
Before we get ourselves into any more trouble, how about we segue into This Week in Geek?
Which one of the three has the biggest boobs? Let's talk about that now. Since apparently we've just gone straight frat boy.
Wow.
Scarlett again, by the way.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've done my research.
I've done the research.
It's for the podcast, I swear.
All right, let's dig ourselves out of this hole that we've dug for ourselves.
Whew. All right.
This weekend.
Geek.
Ryan Reynolds and Keanu Reeves may end up in the same MCU movie. Ryan and Keanu's could soon be in that same film together. They were looking to be in Ghost Rider. There's quite a bit of buzz around Keanu Reeves playing as Ghost Rider.
That'd be cool.
Right?
I'd be alright with that.
I'd be perfectly fine with that. They haven't really said or gone into which role, like which character he would be playing, but more than likely it would be Deadpool.
Right.
But Deadpool and... See, I don't think that would be like the perfect movie for Deadpool to cross over into the MCU.
A Deadpool Ghost Rider movie?
Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
To me, I've always thought of Ghost Rider as more of a calculated assassin, like a man on a mission, really driven, not really...
No pun intended.
Right? But
yeah,
not really...
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, just mainly more driven. And then you've got Deadpool, who's the comic relief. I feel like that would almost get in the way. Like, Deadpool wouldn't really want to assist him in killing all these people that have wronged others, because he is a horrible person himself. Right?
Right. Although the contrast, you know, I mean, he has teamed up with Cable a lot.
Right.
And Cable's very serious and very, you know, driven and...
calculated, yeah.
And that works, but...
It's already been done, right?
Yeah, and Ghost Rider... Ghost Rider doesn't even really talk that much.
No. The conversations they would have, you know, it would be really one-sided, and then it would turn into almost like a Deadpool movie with Ghost Rider there.
With Ghost Rider, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If there were to be any MCU movie that you would have Deadpool in, if you had to have him, what movie would it be?
I don't know, as weird as this sounds, because I'm thinking about Phase 4.
Right.
And the new ones they're doing. But as weird as this sounds, I think Deadpool and Blade would be kind of interesting.
Okay.
Like throw Deadpool in the middle of a vampire movie.
Yeah.
That could be
really interesting.
That's got potential.
I was thinking maybe a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
That'd be an easy crossover. Because I feel like Deadpool could bring out the child side in Spider-Man, right? Peter Parker has kind of like got to take on the mantle and be the new Iron Man, but then you've got this one uncle that's just like, hey, let's blow shit up.
This crazy drunk uncle.
Right?
Yeah.
And that could be him, so I could see that working.
Yeah.
But a Blade movie, that could be pretty cool. Vampires trying to like take blood from him.
Yeah.
And it not working, and then him just like killing everybody.
Yeah, the vampires getting like cancer because they're sucking the blood out of him.
Huh.
But yeah,
with the right director, that could be pretty funny.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a story that's pretty much just why this one smacks of hubris to me. So Dwayne Johnson, otherwise sometimes known as The Rock, otherwise known as The Johnson, has purchased the XFL from Vince McMahon for $15 million. Now, let me give you a little backstory here on the XFL. The XFL is basically the Extreme Football League. And it was a football league created by Vince McMahon.
Right.
As kind of a contemporary to the NFL.
Which it failed miserably.
Miserably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is why I think that this is nothing but hubris, because I think the Johnson is thinking that he'll be able to, with his star power, get it off the ground, because this thing has tried and failed twice to get off the ground. And nobody's interested. But
in his defense, he has played in a TV show called Ballers.
It's true.
Where, he was more of a manager of a couple of NFL players. So he has had to dive into that realm and that world. So, I mean, he's practically, a professional now.
Yeah. I mean, he has played football.
It wasn't just him that was throwing up the $15 million. I believe there was a couple of other investors.
One of them was his ex-wife.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I guess they're still on speaking terms. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, can I borrow some of my own money?
Yeah, they're actually business partners.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know what he's going to do with it that's going to make it any better than what McMahon was trying to do.
He has a more bigger name?
True, he does, but I just don't think it's going to get people interested. I really don't.
Well,
I mean, okay, let me ask you.
Yeah.
As an NFL fan,
right,
as a football fan, do you have any interest, or have you even heard of the XFL at all?
Heard of the XFL, never gone to any of the games. Well, because they're not like close by here. Right?
I mean, have you seeked it out? Have you watched it? Have you?
No.
See?
No.
And
I haven't.
That's pretty much the same as like any football fan. It's just
I have gone to a couple of Blaze games that they have, like that are indoor football league.
Yeah.
That's had a little bit more success, I feel like, than this.
Yeah, a little bit.
But there's so many other like players. Okay, so it's not like we're on a shortage of players. You've got all these college players that never make it into the NFL. But here's a chance for them to still make some money and play the sport that they love.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, it would give these guys another shot, another chance.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what makes the XFL different from the NFL.
It was the rules. The rules are way different.
That's what I thought.
You can have bigger hits. It's basically like the blitz version of the NFL.
Right.
They do try to, which I feel like they would just run into a lot more problems with people getting injured.
Yeah, and I just don't think people are interested. You're not interested as a football fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested as a former kind of sort of wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, those are the two people they're trying to get.
Right.
And we're not interested.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a recipe to fail.
It is. He's kind of throwing money at it. He could throw it at something else that actually has a better chance.
That's why I think The Rock thinks that just because he's The Rock, that he's going to be able to make this a viable thing. And I don't see it working.
Prove us wrong, Johnson.
Yeah.
It would be kind of interesting if some of these teams actually got to play against NFL teams.
See, that would be interesting.
Right? If he could get them on par with the NFL,
mm-hmm.
But then they'd have to be playing with the same rules.
Yeah. Yeah, see.
Which that's just another NFL.
Yeah, you run into all kinds of problems when you try to figure this out.
Do you think a lot of thought has gone into this before the purchase, or is it just like, hey, it's super cheap, like we can grab this property up?
Well,
he's got to be wanting to make a profit, dude. Like turn a profit.
Oh, I'm sure he is. McMahon started the XFL back in 2001, and it failed in 2001, and then he started up again in 2018, and he had to cancel it and end it because of the coronavirus. So it's just kind of been sitting there, and he declared bankruptcy on it. It was on sale. So then The Rock comes in and buys it. I'm sure that there was some thought put into it. I'm sure he talked to some of his other business partners. Say, hey, what do you think we can do with this? You know, it's just sitting here. Nobody's bought it. You know, what can we bring to the table? What can we do to change it, get people interested in it? And
right.
Yeah.
We'll see. Like, do you feel like a team would do well here in the state?
I do.
Because we do have a couple of big college teams.
I've always been surprised that somehow we never have had an NFL team here.
Yeah.
Because sports do pretty well here in Utah.
Just look at Real.
Yeah.
Right?
Look at Real. Look at the Jazz. You know, look at our baseball teams. Look at our hockey team.
Yeah.
You know, all those games are sold out constantly. So, I mean...
we're chomping at the bit for sports.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think if we had a team here, it might do. I mean, like you said, you went and saw the Blaze.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could work.
We'll see. Speaking about things that could possibly work, Glenn might be getting his own Walking Dead spin-off TV show. Stephen Yang is in talks with AMC and says, I'm totally in for doing this. He's done a couple of other like passion projects and smaller movies that did really well. But we haven't heard or seen anything since Negan, you know, took a bat to him.
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay, two things for The Walking Dead. Those are two big things that broke the internet. whether Glenn was dead or not, and Glenn getting killed. Like it or not, like those were big points in the Walking Dead franchise.
We talked about it on the podcast.
Oh, absolutely. With our theories on if he's still alive or dead, and like they did such a good job of keeping it under wraps and like filming a lot of different like scenarios. This to me, I feel like would be something that I'd be interested in. I was never interested in Fear the Walking Dead just because it started over and people are running around and screaming and being like, what's going on? Oh, yeah, it's zombies.
That's the
I
problem.
already knew that.
Yeah, it's the problem with a prequel show like that.
Right. But with this, with Glenn, he had a fantastic role in the Telltale games, The Walking Dead, the first, I believe it was one of the seasons, because you go into the town and then he's in a tank and he's kind of stuck in there. But Glenn has always been a scavenger, a survivor, and really good on his feet. He's kind of like a Oriental MacGyver of sorts during the apocalypse. And I think it could be kind of interesting to see what adventures and what things he was up to before this all went down.
Right.
I would totally be in for this. Like, I would watch it. Absolutely.
My whole issue with this would be it takes all the suspense out of it because because it has to be a prequel, first of all.
Right.
But any problem he gets into, he's going to survive it.
Okay.
That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
Because how he dies, so it just kind of takes the mystery out of it.
But were they able to create any type of suspense with Rogue One, even though you knew what was going to happen?
Well, the difference with Rogue One is you didn't know, at least I didn't, spoilers, that they were all going to die.
Yeah.
You really didn't have any indication of that. You knew some people died getting that information.
Got destroyed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You knew some people died getting that information to them.
Okay.
To the rebels, but you didn't know everybody died. So that was kind of...
Yeah, but like Glenn would be able to encounter all these other people along the way, and you don't know what why they're still around.
Right.
He could encounter those, like some people on the farm that are cannibals, or he could encounter some other survivors on the road that they end up dying. He might survive, but like, dude, he's gonna be ridden with grief this whole journey. Right,
and I just thought you could do the thing that they did with Ahsoka Tano in Star Wars. You knew that Ahsoka wouldn't be around in the prequels or future Star Wars movies, so you're kind of curious about where her character was going to go.
Right.
Right? And so they could do kind of the same thing with that. Like, you know Glenn's story, you know where he's going to eventually end up, but you create these other characters that you really care about, and you don't know whether or not they're going to survive.
Right. Whether they part ways or if they die.
Right. So yeah, you're right. That could be where the drama comes from.
Right. Because to me, it feels a little bit like it would be like a Samurai Jack-esque thing. He's going around having all these different like adventures and parting ways with people, or they're dying and left and right. Mm-hmm. But he's the one constant.
Right.
Up until,
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would you call it though? Glenn? Walking Dead Glenn? Fear the Glenn? Walking Glenn?
Walking Glenn. The Walking Glenn.
The Running Glenn. Mix it up a little bit.
I don't know. It'd probably be something like The Walking Dead Chronicles Glenn, or something like that.
So if they did want to do like a Michonne one,
right?
If they want to do something else, they could.
Yeah.
Some of these other characters are like, hey, we haven't heard from this guy, Herschel. What happened to him before? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's got potential. I'm sure they've thought this all through. I'd still be on board with it.
All right. Speaking of things that I may or may not be on board with, Seth Rogen believes he's the best person to revive the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise because he has experience doing teen movies. Yeah.
He didn't do Bad Boys, right? That was his most recent one.
Bad Boys?
Excuse me. Yeah. What's the one with the boys? The three kids.
Yes. He did do that. I was thinking Bad Boys with Will Smith and and Martin Lawrence.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Like, no, I don't think he did that one. Yeah, I'm not totally on board with this.
Oh, Good Boys.
That's
Boys. What it's called.
Right. Yeah, as a diehard Ninja Turtle fan, I don't think Seth Rogen has the sensibilities to do it justice.
Right. He has done some animation as well. Yeah. And he's worked with teens. That's half the battle, Troy. He wouldn't be by himself, and I'm sure he'd be with a lot of other people that love the Ninja Turtles, and they wouldn't, let him ruin it, would they?
Well...
Clay animation. That's what I want to see with the TMNT.
I don't know. I don't see him making a TV show or movie about the Ninja Turtles without him slipping some sort of weed reference into it.
Some vulgar stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's so like
stoned. I need some pizza.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's like if Kevin Smith were to make a Ninja Turtles movie. Like that's the vibe I'm getting, and I don't see how it would work.
Which celebrity would you like to see make a TMNT movie or show? Not a voice actor.
Seth Green.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Seth Green,
because he wouldn't do anything to piss off the turtle fans.
Right, and Seth Green's a geek. He's a nerd.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So he knows this stuff. I mean, just look at Robot Chicken. I mean, he knows that world, so I think he could do it justice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think Seth is going to have full control over it? The direction it goes?
I would assume. Yeah. I mean, he does want to make him... He wants to lean more into the teen of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that doesn't bode well, because then I'm just thinking, again, weed references and dick jokes.
Yeah.
And, erection jokes. And it's like...
Fart jokes.
Yeah. It's like, I don't need that.
With the Ninja Turtles.
I don't need that in my...
Ninja Turtles are classier.
I'm not saying Ninja Turtles are high art by any means. I'm just saying I think they're better than a poop joke.
Yeah, they
or
deserve
a fart
better.
Joke. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
All right, fair enough. But do you think is it for sure thing, or he's just in talks?
I think right now it's just talks. It's just one of those things like, hey, just kind of putting it out into the atmosphere. Like, I could do a reboot of the TMNT.
Okay.
Nothing's for sure yet.
So, due to the wide success that Ghost of Tsushima has had with foxes, I looked up this thing the other day, and it was talking about how many hours people spent just holding and petting a fox in the game. It was up to 80 years worth of people petting foxes and hanging out with them. So because of that success, Assassin's Creed Valhalla will let you hold and pet cats.
Love it. I'm all
right?
in.
You'll actually get to not just crouch down and pet the cat. You can actually pick it up and love the cat.
I'm all in with this.
Right? It's a good break. You know, you're going around killing people, but then you can also see that this person has a sensitive side and they're not a complete murderer, right? It's kind of a nice break from the action. It gives you a chance to kind of be like, oh yeah, they're a human, you know?
I'd want it to where let's say you get a relationship with one of the cats and it just kind of hangs out with you throughout the rest of the game.
Runs around.
Yeah.
You kind of just see it up on the top of, like you're jumping from building to building and the cat's doing the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, it just kind of hangs around. Like, it doesn't, like, get into, like, the fights or anything, but it's just kind of, like, always in the background.
No. Better yet, there's an actual scene where you're just about to die, and the cat jumps down and starts clawing the crap out of this other dude's face.
Oh, it could sacrifice itself.
Yeah.
To save you.
Ooh. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Like, that cat loved me so much, it sacrificed itself. It gave all 9 of its lives up for me.
My cat Thor.
Yeah. You get to name it as well.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Right? You know, they spend so much time with all these different fights and battles and what the character's gonna do, but it's a nice little break. And I'm totally for it.
That's awesome. Okay. So here's a story that's kind of been interesting to me that I've kind of been following. Apparently, the Ellen DeGeneres show has been taking a lot of heat lately. A lot of shots, and people are saying that it's not a good place to go. It's a very toxic environment. Ellen isn't as nice as people think she is.
Okay, one last little quick thing.
Yeah.
Okay. On this tweet, after the first 10 days of Ghost of Tsushima, you've got 57.5 million duels, 8.8 million fox pats.
Wow.
810 years of horseback riding, and 15.5 million photos taken. That's within the first 10 days, dude. That's crazy. 8.8 million foxes petted. There you have it.
All right.
So back to Ellen.
Yeah, back to Ellen.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently, like I was saying, people are coming out now and saying that she's not as nice as you might think, because this all happened because there's been reports of people, former staffers, coming out and saying this isn't a good place to work. The people here are very, they can be very racist. They can be very sexist. It's not a good place to work. And a few people have come out against Ellen and are kind of agreeing that, yeah, it's not a good place. One of the people being Brad Garrett from Everybody Loves Raymond. Garrett, who has appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show multiple times, reshared Variety's article about the comedian's letter apologizing to staffers who felt disrespected. In the letter, DeGeneres said she hadn't been able to closely manage the show as it grew in recent years. He says, sorry, but it comes from the top. The actor continued to say he knew, quote, more than one person who was treated horribly by DeGeneres, adding that her behavior was common knowledge. Leah Thompson, who was one of the stars of Back to the Future, seconded Garrett's message that DeGeneres' mistreatment of others was, quote, common knowledge. On Friday, Thompson replied to People's Report about his comment and wrote, true story. It is.
Huh.
Yeah.
It does feel like in her interviews, or at least the ones that I have seen, that she does kind of force the celebrities into some uncomfortable situations Like whether it's like prying or even like having them do like different things.
Yeah.
Kind of like surprising them with stuff as well.
And I'm not like jumping on the bandwagon or anything, but I've always thought that there was something about Ellen that I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what it was, but there's just something about her. I'm like, she just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
And maybe, it was something I was picking up on. I don't know. But, apparently she's not the best person.
Which is weird because that's her image though, right?
Yeah. Is
to like help out. She's a huge advocate for the LGBTQ group, and then she's also like a huge advocate for like women's rights and like all sorts of different other stuff, right? Yeah. She's a huge like name, and like millions of people like follow and listen to her. Like she's up there. She's not quite on Oprah's level, but she's up there.
She's up there
for sure. She's top. I would say maybe top 5, right? As far as interviewers / TV show talk hosts, people,
sure.
Right?
Sure. But she always seems to delight in, like you were saying, like the mistreatment of her guests.
Mm-hmm.
Like she loves to scare her guests.
Right.
Loves to have people sneak up on them, or still has this game show where she's basically taking her fans and like torturing them through these, like she's dropping them from high places and she's laughing the whole time and, oh, isn't this fun? And I don't know, there's just something kind of malicious about her.
Right. It's really kind of interesting how, I wouldn't say the tables have turned, but like you're also getting to see some light on some of these other women figures as well, right?
Right.
I mean, ever since like Harvey Weinstein and all these other allegations, and millions of other people have come forward about other like male celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't really seen as many with like female celebrities, have we?
No, not that I can think of.
Do you think this is going to open the floodgates for other people to step forward?
It might.
Right? This could be the second, like, chapter 2 as far as, like, Weinstein, right, goes?
It might. I mean...
Are there any other, like, before it's common knowledge and people have heard about it, are there any other celebrities that you think there's going to be some allegations about? Ones that just kind of rub you the wrong way that you're just like, I don't know. They don't seem like that good of a person.
Jennifer Aniston.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think there's something there. She gets, she has a boyfriend quickly, and then that's done really fast. And it's like, there's something like, okay, she's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. She's filthy rich.
Yeah.
She seems like she's a nice person. There's something there. There's something that's turning people away.
Right. Angelina Jolie?
No.
I know, I honestly feel like me personally, I feel like there's something else there.
Oh,
I know
really?
that she tries to put on a good image as far as like adopting all these different children. But I just feel like, it might be with just the help that's getting mistreated, or other people like that are having to like cater and pander, help her out. That would be my prediction.
All right.
Not that we wouldn't love to see like that they're a perfectly wholesome person, and the person that they show themselves to be on Instagram is the same as in real life, right? But
I think Taylor Swift may be another one.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I really don't think she's as nice as people think she is.
It was kind of interesting. They recently had her on they recently had her on a talk show where she was talking about that she stalked some of her fans for a couple of months. like what they were doing. Like it was probably her staff that was doing this, but she followed them, these huge Taylor Swift fans that never got to either see her show or meet her in person or something happened, and she invited them all to her house for the new release. And all these kids, they were saying what kind of an interesting time they had at her house. But yeah, as much as I love Tay Tay, I could see there being something. Yeah.
I think Gwyneth Paltrow is another one.
Okay.
Something there with her too. And I think with her is that she's a celebrity and she's famous and she's rich, and so I think she thinks she's entitled. Like right. I've heard stories about her.
There's quite a few of them, and like these stories, like this is a perfect opportunity for other people to kind of like tell their story. Yeah. You know, if they needed a like go ahead, this is it. You know, this is your moment.
Right.
I'd recently heard about Ellen, but I didn't hear too much about it. Do we know what initially started this, or who came forward first?
Former employees.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, former employees like that were of color saying that they were treated bad, and there were a bunch of jokes being made by her staff about, you know, about people's races and
racial slurs and whatnot.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know who another person? Okay, Conan O'Brien. I think he's a way down to earth person.
I definitely used to think that. Yeah.
Right? But I could see there being something else. And then Jimmy Fallon. Huge drunk. Like at
I've
times.
heard that about Jimmy.
He's a huge drinker.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. I think a lot of it is these people that appear to be so nice, you know, up front. Like you can't be that on camera and then turn around and be that again when the cameras are off, you know?
Right.
Like I don't think you could just hold that the whole time unless you're Tom Hanks, and then you know, you're the perfect person.
Tom Hanks. No, just kidding.
If anything comes out about Tom Hanks, I'm gonna be just crushed.
No, Mr. Rogers, no.
Yeah, I will be crushed. The dude played Mr. Rogers. The dude played Walt Disney. I mean, come on.
Right.
Although, you know, Walt Disney, we could talk about him, but anyway, doesn't matter. Let's move on.
Those are our picks, so we'll have to see if anything comes to fruition.
Yep.
One last, or actually no, there's two last stories. John Wick 5 confirmed will be shot back to back with John Wick 4. It looks like John Wick's fight is far from over. On Thursday, Lionsgate confirmed via their earnings call that a fifth John Wick film is officially in the works. The news came from CEO John Philipmore, who revealed that the plan is to shoot both John Wick Chapter 4 and John Wick Chapter 5 back to back once the franchise star Keanu Reeves is available. John Wick is scheduled to be released on May 27th, 2022. I'm completely on board with this. I think it'll give them a perfect opportunity to, you know, these movies have always been like, oh, this happens the next day or within a week or two, or like picks up right from the last one. The third one, like he was running in the end of the second one and he's running in the beginning of the third one. Like it was a direct segue.
Yeah.
So I feel like this will give them a chance to make a bigger, broader story. Although the direction that they're going, I wish they would change paths. Like, I love the fighting, I love, like, the action scenes, but I truly believe that they're focusing too much on something kind of small and trying to make it into something bigger. Like, without giving too much of it away. They're focusing on this like society that's not really that interesting.
Okay.
Know? Not that like their whole thing is simplicity, right? If somebody kills his dog, somebody steals his car, somebody kills his dog, like the dude's gonna kill you. And he's gonna like kill anybody in that path. So they're all about simplicity, but yeah, they're trying to make something that's not there. You still need to see these movies, Troy.
I know. Dude, I do.
They are fantastic.
I mean, why not? Yeah, why not make 4 and 5?
How old is Keanu Reeves?
He's 50s.
Okay.
50-something.
You think pretty soon he's gonna be out of the action star game?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
No.
He's gonna pull like a Liam Neeson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he'll continue to do these movies like well into his 60s.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not John Wick, but...
Well, I mean,
action.
The guy's in his 50s and he's still doing all this stuff. So, I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's...
But that's got to take a toll on your body, dude.
Well, that's the thing. He's in crazy shape.
Right.
I think whatever he's doing it right.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't look at him and say, oh, that's a 50-year-old man.
His face. Like,
okay. Oh, well, maybe recently. Recently.
Pandemic.
Especially when he shaves. It's like, don't shave, Keanu. Don't shave.
Yeah. It's going to be a weird look for Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Yeah, you see him in that preview, you're like...
Dude, keep the facial hair.
Keep the beard, man.
Yeah, keep the beard.
Keep the beard. All right. One more story here. So I was watching, just before we started recording, somebody posted the beta of Avengers, the new game that's coming out. And it looks freaking awesome. It looks way cool.
Yeah, if you did get a chance to pre-order it, you get to test the beta.
Yeah. And turns out, you can play as, the big guys, Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow, the Hulk, and then Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan is also a playable character. But if you have it on PlayStation, you're going to be able to play as Spider-Man. And only on PlayStation can you play as Spider-Man.
Right.
Because Sony has said that Spider-Man will only... Spider-Man games will only be on PlayStation. So if you have Xbox or PC, you're not going to be able to play as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's an exclusive PlayStation character.
Are there any exclusive Marvel characters that are on Microsoft? Or owned by Microsoft?
Owned by them? I don't think so.
Okay. I do kind of like that about Sony. I'm glad they were able to play nice with Marvel to begin with, with the MCU to allow Spider-Man into their universe.
Yeah.
And it only made them more money.
Right.
But it's kind of a cool little thing. If you want to play as him, you've got to own a PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be pissed off if I owned an Xbox, though.
Too.
Right? Like...
I don't know, I'm sure they'll have other characters maybe can only play on Xbox. Maybe like Deadpool or something. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of any other characters, like, other than the big five, that I'd be really disappointed if I didn't get to play as.
Wolverine?
If he was Microsoft, dude, that would suck.
I know.
Yeah, that could probably do it for me. That could piss me off. Be like, what? No, you should be able to play as him.
Yeah.
Why? Do you think they'll eventually, like a year from now, allow you to? Because I know when like the Tomb Raider Tomb Raider games came out, they were first released on Microsoft for a year, and I was so tempted to get an Xbox for that reason.
Yeah.
But then a year later, they released it on the PlayStation. And then the other one was released on the PlayStation for a year, and then it eventually made its way to Microsoft, to Xbox.
I don't think they're going to do that with Spider-Man.
No, you have to own a PlayStation
I think
if
you
you
have
want
to
to
have
play it.
yeah.
Well,
From how they were talking, that's what it seems like.
Well, I guess people wouldn't be too butthurt about this because you can only play Spider-Man on PlayStation, right?
Right.
The game
Right.
itself. So, I feel like they've already had their angry moment, and they're not going to care so much. But this is only just another little, like, jab at them.
Mm-hmm.
That is cool. That is a cool exclusive, though.
Well, go out and do the right thing and get a PlayStation.
Exactly.
Do the right thing. Don't be on the wrong side of history and be playing Xbox. Get a PlayStation.
Can't we all just get along?
No.
Like, we should all be able to just bash on mobile game players.
Bash on Nintendo. How about that?
No, but see, like, Animal Crossing is fantastic, and
That's
the
true.
Switch, right?
Yeah,
it's great. Like, people love that, and they also get to play, like, some of these games that were exclusive to a PlayStation or Xbox.
All right, you're right.
Switch.
Mobile games.
Mobile games are the one people that's not really, are you really a gamer if you play just mobile games? You don't have a console or you don't have a PC?
I feel personally attacked, by the way, with this line of questions.
Okay, you've got a PlayStation, you've got a GameCube, you've got a Switch.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you were to play just mobile games and call yourself a gamer, dude, like, I would make fun of you, like, all the time.
Fair enough.
Like, what? Although mobile games are getting better and better.
I think so.
Yeah. They're not quite on the
good
same.
ones out there.
They're not quite on the same level as a console, though.
No. I mean, there are a couple, but those are ones that you're going to have to drop some money on to buy. And that's pretty much like the only game you can have on your phone.
Right.
Yeah.
So how does it go as far as, like, best to worst or worst to best? Mobile games? Xbox players? PC players? Or does it go the Switch?
No, mobile, PC, Xbox,
yeah,
PlayStation.
Right.
Well, no, because Nintendo's got to be in there. Mobile, PC, Xbox, Nintendo,
PlayStation. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Like, the only reason there's some hate, a little bit of hatred towards people that play just PC is because they're always, like, ragging on console players. But it's like, you spent $5,000 on your setup. Mm-hmm. I spent, like, what, $300? $400 on my setup? I think there's a big difference there, people.
I have the best gaming PC. Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
I spent $400 on a PS5.
Yeah. That's only... Because I don't really have, like, if I'm being completely honest, I don't have any animosity towards just Xbox players because I like the Halo series and the Gears of War. I just like the exclusives on PlayStation a little bit better.
I have animosity towards them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did they not let you play any games with them, Troy? Were you excluded as a child?
Yes, I was the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer of Xbox.
Oh.
No, I haven't actually... Here's why. I haven't played it enough.
Mm-hmm. I don't like the controller.
Me neither. All my experience is with PlayStation and Nintendo.
Yeah.
So I fear what I don't understand. Same with PC.
Yeah. Well, you can have, like, a PlayStation or you can have an Xbox controller hooked up to your PC.
Yeah. But mobile gaming...
Yes.
Ever since the invention of, like, Fortnite and PUBG and that's it's kicked it up a notch.
It has. It really has. They've taken it to the next level. I don't know what direction they'll go with it. They've tried VR, and that's not been that successful.
No. Oddly enough, despite what movies told us in the future, people are not interested in virtual reality.
No. Not really. It's just not taken off.
Mm-mm. I mean, I did it once. My former in-laws, they had a little VR setup, and so I put it on. They had like you could ride around in like a mine cart around like a canyon or something. That was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was cool, but
I do think
You know.
it would be great for horror games.
yeah.
That's the one area in which I think it can shine.
I want to be in like a rig though, like a chair that moves.
Okay.
You know, that's the virtual reality I want.
One of the like the D-box seats that they have in theaters.
Yeah. Something out of like Ready Player One.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're actually in a rig and it's moving around and you feel it when you get shot.
Right.
Like, that's what I want. I want full immersion. I want to go back to the real world and be depressed because I'm back in the real world.
Not like go back in the real world and it's like, oh man, that was a good break.
Yeah.
No.
Be like, oh man, back to reality.
Mm.
Not to quote Eminem or anything. Back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. I don't remember the rest of the song. Anyway. So we were thinking about what to do for this last segment, and we started talking about movies that we had recently rewatched and thought, that's not
Because
as...
there's hardly any new ones in theaters.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And going to the theaters. Yeah, no.
We thought, that's not, these movies aren't as bad as you might have remembered, or maybe they're worth another look. So we're going to call this, and I think we've done this before, For Your Reconsideration.
The one movie that I went back and watched, like, I'd had some friends talk about it and say, oh yeah, I remember this part, and I didn't remember it. So I'm like, well, it's on Netflix. I might as well give it a chance again. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Right.
This is basically Scott Pilgrim finds himself in, after like a slump of about a year dealing with his ex, he's kind of found himself in a better place playing with his band and getting out a little bit more. He encounters a girl and his world gets flipped upside down. He's now got to battle all 7 of her exes in order to date her. This takes place in Toronto, and it's fantastic. There are so many other little stupid jokes that I didn't catch before, and I love Anna Kendrick's her character in this. She plays his sister.
It's funny, you keep saying Kendrick's. It's Kendrick.
Kendrick, excuse me. I don't know.
No, you're fine. I just thought it was funny.
Anna Kendrick in this, she plays the sister
Yes.
that always is alerted to what he's doing and constantly calls him out for it. She's like his little voice in his head.
And the first time I was introduced to Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh, really?
Yeah. As Ramona. She's
quite the looker.
She's
and
attractive.
the different, the hairstyles.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh man.
It's one of the things I liked about it.
But I thought it was hilarious where he was just like, wait, she changed her hair. No, but I liked it because he's not used to change and he hates change, and then she's constantly changing everything. Some of those fight scenes were pretty cool as well and pretty elaborate.
Yeah, and there's actually one heck of a cast here,
right?
Like Michael Cera, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Chris Evans, Jason Schwartzman, Anna Kendrick, Brie Larson, Brandon Routh, Aubrey Plaza. Yeah, there's some Bill Hader. There's some big names in this movie.
Right? As some of the exes or other supporting cast. Yeah, this is a pretty stacked cast. And after giving it another chance, out of 5 coins, I'm going to go with, it's about a 3. It's a little bit, it's a little bit above average.
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I may have to watch it again because when I watched it the first time, I was like, ugh. And this feels so self-important,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
Like it feels like something that you talk about in your film studies class, and
Exactly.
felt a bit pretentious to me, but
Juno-esque.
yes,
Right?
yes.
Yeah. No, it's not that at all.
So I'll go back
after
and-
giving it another watch.
I'll go back and watch it again. Another one I think that's worth another look. And I know a lot of people did see this, and it had mixed reviews.
Speaking of Eminem.
is Venom.
Yes.
I happened to catch it a little while ago. And I thought, oh, okay, Venom. All right, let's watch. I only watched it once in theaters.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'll give it another shot. It's, as superhero movies go, like, obviously it's no, like, big budget MCU movie or something like that. But I'd put it on par with something like an Ant-Man or,
Captain Marvel?
Yeah, Captain Marvel, even like Shazam or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's
a pretty solid movie.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Like, it's really passable. Like, maybe not A-level Endgame, but certainly a solid B.
Right.
I think Tom Hardy is great as Eddie Brock.
He does a great job. Like, that whole voices in your head, like, he plays it off pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Riz Ahmed as the billionaire tech bad guy, thought he was really good. I thought the story was really good. I like that they didn't go full Venom right away.
Right.
They kind of waited and they teased it a little bit. Like you saw the tentacles, you saw his face turn all Venom for a second, but he didn't go full Venom until
towards the very end. Yeah.
Till later. Yeah. And I thought they actually, looking at Venom again, I thought they did a really good job with him.
Yeah.
As far as like the CG goes, because they made him big, they made him intimidating, they made him actually kind of funny.
Right.
Which I forgot how funny of a film that was.
That he actually had some quirky moments where,
yeah, and he had
back and forth,
and he had some really funny lines. Yeah. So out of 5 symbiotes, man, I'd give it like, I'll probably do the same as you. I'll probably give it a 3.
Okay.
I don't remember what I gave it before when I watched it originally, but
I remember there was a lot more hate on it. The one thing that I didn't much care for is the fight.
The end battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would kind of spinning around. I couldn't tell who was who.
Mm-hmm. It would have been better if the bad guy was like
different color.
Yeah, like a contrasting color to black. Like if he
didn't
was
they
all
also film it at night?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like 2 black creatures that are fighting at night, and like I can't really see 2 bats just like going at it.
Yeah, just kind of like what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. The ending battle is a little anticlimactic. But the rest of the film, I think, is actually really good.
Did you stay to the very end to watch the cameo?
I did.
And thoughts?
When I think of the character Cletus Cassidy, I never thought of old man Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
I would have thought a younger guy like
Jesse Eisenberg?
Yeah. Actually, he would have been really good in that role, I think.
Yeah. A lot better than
or
Lex
like
Luthor.
Yeah, or maybe like an Elijah Wood or something.
Ooh, yeah. I could see Elijah Wood doing it.
Yeah. They can play crazy really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't think like old man Woody, but hey, you know. I didn't cast it, so whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Let's wrap this thing up here. So, here's where you can find us. You can listen to all of our episodes at worldwarg.podbean.com. We're also on iTunes, Google Play, CosmicPotatoNetwork.com, or wherever your fine podcasts are sold. On the social medias, we're at Facebook.com/WorldWarGPodcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at WWG Podcast, though we really don't do anything with those, so I would suggest just liking us on Facebook. You can find all of our merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. You can also call or text the show at any time at 385-240-1692. Especially if there's anything you'd like us to do a crash course on. Say Venom.
Yeah.
Or say, I don't know, comic books, movies, whatever.
Video games.
Yeah. We'll dive into it. Alright, so this has been World War G episode 279. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
Stay geeky, my friends. Continue to wash your hands. Continue to wear your mask. Don't be a racist dick.